The Boston Harbor Islands National Recreation Area is a national recreation area situated among the islands of Boston Harbor of Boston, Massachusetts. The area is made up of a collection of islands, together with a former island and a peninsula, many of which are open for public recreation and some of which are very small and best suited for wildlife. The area is run by the Boston Harbor Islands Partnership. It includes the Boston Harbor Islands State Park, managed by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. 21 of the 34 islands in the area are also included in the Boston Harbor Islands Archaeological District. Attractions include hiking trails, beaches, the Civil War-era Fort Warren on George Island and Boston Light on Little Brewster Island, the oldest lighthouse in the United States. George Island and Spectacle Island are served seasonally by ferries to and from Boston and Quincy, connecting on weekends and summer weekdays with a shuttle boat to several other islands, Hull and Hingham. In 1996, there was a project proposal by Boston's Mayor Tom Menino and Massachusetts Institute of Technology Professor Clifford A. Gowley to revitalize the aquaculture and fish population in Boston Harbor. This would have involved using the old tanks and granite canals on Moon Island. In 2008, Paddocks Island was used for filming scenes in Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island. List of islands and peninsulas. The Boston Harbor Islands National Recreation Area is made up of a series of discrete islands and other places on and around Boston Harbor. These include Bumpkin Island, Button Island, Calf Island, Deer Island, Gallops Island, George Island, Grape Island, Great Brewster Island, Green Island, Hangman Island, Langley Island, Little Brewster Island, Little Calf Island, Long Island, Lovell's Island, Middle Brewster Island, Moon Island, Nooks's Mate, Nut Island, Outer Brewster Island, Paddocks Island, Raccoon Island, Ragged Island, Rainsford Island, Sarah Island, Shag Rocks, Sheep Island, Slate Island, Snake Island, Spectacle Island, The Graves, Thompson Island, Webb Memorial Park, World's End. 2 islands in Boston Harbor are not part of the National Recreation Area, and other former islands were obliterated by the formation of East Boston and the expansion of Logan International Airport before the area was designated. Management. The Boston Harbor Islands National Recreation Area is managed by the Boston Harbor Islands Partnership, a statutory body established as a federal operating committee by the Park Enabling Legislation. The partnership consists of individual members who represent a range of federal, state, city, and non-profit agencies, including United States National Park Service, United States Coast Guard, Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation, Massachusetts Port Authority, Massachusetts Water Resources Authority, City of Boston, Boston Redevelopment Authority, Boston Harbor Island Alliance, Thompson Island Outward Bound Education Center, the Trustees of Reservations. In addition, the partnership includes representation from the Boston Harbor Islands Advisory Council, whose purpose is to make recommendations to the partnership about park management. There are 13 partners in total, together with 13 alternates, apart from the representative for the Coast Guard, who is appointed by the Secretary of Homeland Security. All the members of the partnership are appointed by the Secretary of the Interior after consultation with the appropriate agency or other body. In practice, day-to-day management of each individual island or other site is the responsibility of one of the partner agencies or other bodies. The partnership provides a consistency and coordination across the whole park. Boston Harbor Islands State Park. Boston Harbor Islands State Park is a Massachusetts state park comprising 13 islands located in Boston Harbor. which now forms part of the Boston Harbor Islands National Recreation Area. The park was developed from the 1970s by the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Management. In 1996, the Boston Harbor Islands National Recreation Area was created, including the state parks islands and many others. However, due to the unusual partnership management arrangements of the National Recreation Area, the state park still exists as a low-profile administrative entity. It is now managed by the DEM successor, the Massachusetts Department of Conservation and Recreation, from a park headquarters near to the ferry terminal in Hingham. The islands of the Boston Harbor Islands State Park are Bumpkin Island, Calf Island, Gallops Island, Grape Island, Great Brewster Island, Green Island, Hangman Island, Little Calf Island, Middle Brewster Island, Outer Brewster Island, Raccoon Island, Sheep Island, Slate Island. Transportation. Boston Harbor Cruises offers ferry service from Long Wharf at Christopher Columbus Park to George and Spectacle Islands. Free service is available between George and Spectacle, as well as between the other islands. Summer service is also available from Hingham Shipyard and Hull to George Island via Grape, Bumpkin, and Lovell's Islands. Thompson Island is only open to the public on Sundays during the summer. It is served by a ferry leaving from both Spectacle Island and the EDIC dock on Terminal Street in South Boston, operated by the Thompson Island Outward Bound Education Center. Private boats can dock at Spectacle, Grape, Bumpkin, Lovell's, and Peddocks Islands. The public dock on George Island was recently condemned by engineers, although access is still available by making anchor offshore and using a dinghy to row ashore. Deer Island, Nut Island, World's End, and Webb Memorial are accessible by road from the mainland. Moon Island and Long Island are not open to the public, though they are accessible by road from Quincy. Access is controlled by a police guard station at the beginning of the causeway on the Squantum Peninsula. Bibliography. Best, Neil A. Preliminary Design of a Recirculating Aquaculture System in Boston Harbor. Master's Thesis. Ocean Engineering. MIT. February 1997. Technical Advisor. Clifford A. Gowley. The Boston Globe, Harboring Recreation, Guest Editorial, June 3, 2006. Kales, Emily. Kales, David. All About the Boston Harbor Islands. Hewitt's Cove Publishing, 1983. Marcus, John. Scientists Test Once Polluted Harbors Crop Potential. Los Angeles Times, Sunday, January 11, 1998. Meikle, Alan. Exploring Boston Harbor. Christopher Publishing House, North Quincy, Massachusetts, 1973. ISBN 978-0815803034. Northeastern Naturalist, Volume 12, Issue SP3, July 2005. Articles on the Boston Harbor Islands. Richburg, Julia A. Patterson, William A. 3. Historical Description of the Vegetation of the Boston Harbor Islands, 1600 to 2000. Northeastern Naturalist, v. 12, Special Issue 3, 13 to 30, 2005. Samarco, Anthony Mitchell, Boston's Harbor Islands, Images of America Series, 1998. ISBN 0-7524-0900-X. Sherman, Annie. The Other Islands. The Harbor Islands make for an easy day trip for sunbathers, history buffs, and especially the traffic-weary. Boston Magazine, May 2007 issue. Snow, Edward Rowe. The Islands of Boston Harbor, 1935. ISBN 0-396-08349-8. Sailing Down Boston Bay, Yankee Publishing Company, 1941. Some Events of Boston and Its Neighbors, printed for the State Street Trust Company, Boston, Massachusetts, 1917. The Islands of Boston Harbor, in Some Events of Boston and Its Neighbors, Chapter 4, printed for the State Street Trust Company, Boston, Massachusetts, 1917. Sweetser, M. F. King's Handbook of Boston Harbor, Moses King Corporation, Boston, 1882, reprinted in 1988 by Applewood Books, and the Friends of Boston Harbor Islands, and in 2010 by BiblioLife. ISBN 978-1141-977444-4. This book was written about the time when the first Boston Arms House was being built on Long Island.